hot wings, hot topics, and real estate. Host Ryan Spellerberg keeps it real with agents, investors, and insiders every month. No fluff, just good convo exploring the trends, challenges, and questions shaping today's market. Now, here's your host with over 20 years of lending experience, Ryan Spellerberg.
They're on fire. Hey everybody, Ryan Spellerberg here with a really big episode for us. Today is number 50. And to celebrate that, we've got an extra special guest, Brandon Hanson. Brandon, you've seen the show, you know how it works, but I'm going to have you get into our first wing while I'm doing your intro. It's just a medium buffalo. Brandon said he loves heat, actually. So he said it will be no problem, and he's going to eat the entire wing on all of them.
It's going to be so boring to watch me.
It's going to be amazing.
No.
So let's get after it. So today's guest has one of the more interesting career paths you'll hear about, from theater and arts to leadership roles at EmBe and Embrace Church, and now the CEO of Downtown Sioux Falls Incorporated. Brandon Hanson is the man behind DTSF, and if you've spent any time downtown lately, you'll see his fingerprints on it. So, Brandon, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We're excited to have you on our 50th. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Good. So, how's the first one?
This is delicious.
I know. They're very good.
This is really good.
Yeah, thanks to our sponsor, Atomic Wings. They do a fantastic job for us.
Yeah.
So, okay. Are you even eating yet?
I am.
Okay. Man, I did a whole intro for you while you were supposed to be eating there. Okay.
I'm savoring it.
So for those of us out there watching who don't know who you are, what is DTSF and what do you guys actually do?
Well, first of all, do people eat the whole thing every time?
Well, I mean, the winners do.
All right, sounds good.
So, I mean, we'll let you make that call.
So what is DTSF and what do we do?
Mm-hmm.
DTSF is a nonprofit. We get a lot of confusion because our name is the name of the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
We get asked a lot, do you work for the city? Are the people cleaning the street volunteers? The answer is no to all of that. But we essentially do just a few things. We do activation, which is just kind of a downtown word for events. So if you know the Burger Battle, that's us.
What a great idea, by the way. Whoever came up with that, home run. Yeah.
And I get all the credit for it now.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So, and I've not been here that long. So,
Yep.
And then we do the ambassador program, which is the folks in the red shirts. They clean all the trash, the graffiti.
We'll get into that here in a little bit.
Great.
Yep.
And then we do advocacy as well. And that's really my role at the organization, is to work with city councilors, the mayor, and making sure that just the voice of downtown is on the agenda and heard. And it kind of works both ways. So if city departments want to make changes in downtown, it's up to me to go talk to the 800 businesses.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Brandon invited us out for drinks last week. Came with a full PowerPoint presentation on what we needed to do. It was fantastic. Didn't know that was coming. It was great.
Before you got there, I actually took down some wings.
As you should have, to prepare for today.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to get into number 2 already because you're getting behind. This is going to be just fun watching you get after it.
It's just so good.
Next one is super easy. Nashville dry rub. Very easy wing to eat. Little pepper heat to it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be fine. So Emily and I moved here in 2008, I believe. And downtown Sioux Falls looks completely different than it did even 10 years ago, especially when it comes to places to live. Who are you seeing specifically that is living downtown? Not just owning, but renting downtown?
That's a great question. Downtown is actually about 75% renters, which is very different than the rest of the community. Just because it's more of an urban environment, you have a lot more structures like that. I think, back in 2008, you're probably seeing more retirees and more bachelors. So kind of both ends of that spectrum. Now you're seeing families come downtown because you have Jacobson Plaza, and people just start to view different parts of downtown differently. It's a different kind of lifestyle. So maybe one of Ricardo's restaurants, our wine bar, might be your kitchen table. Jacobson Plaza is your backyard. Someone else cleans up all the trash and the snow. And so it's just a different way to look at it. Rent might be a little higher, but you get to trade that for lawn care service and
amenities and everything else you get to do, and
walkability. And we put up the flowers, we put up the Christmas lights. We kind of we take care of it for you.
It is just transformed, especially over the last 10 years with Sioux Steel and Charapa and all the things happening on that end of town, and then to look in the future. I mean, it's just a great place to be. And it's not dangerous anymore. And when we moved here, it was considered dangerous to be downtown.
Yeah, it's hard to even imagine.
Yeah. I mean, but we've, as a city, had a concentrated effort to make sure it's a great place to live. Spent a lot of money, a lot of time. And we'll kind of get into that too. But thanks for your leadership on making it a great place to live. So let's see your leadership on the next swing, which is Hot Buffalo, where it starts to get a little bit warmer.
Okay.
Speaking of housing downtown, so there are some exciting housing opportunities downtown right now where, again, they just weren't available 10 years ago. If somebody wants to own something and not rent downtown, what are their best options right now?
Yeah, there's actually some residential areas on the east side, for sure. There's going to be some expansion coming to the east as well, probably in the next decade. But you know, if you're looking for property, I might start buying some stuff up in the Whittier neighborhood, personally, more as an investment. But there's oh my, that's good.
I told you.
I didn't want to give it to you.
She starts to get a little warmer here.
That's quite a jump.
Yep.
I think you need like 3 more wings in between.
I don't make the wings. So,
Okay.
yep, got it.
Got it. No, there's condos available as well. There's higher end ones, but there's also some relatively affordable ones. You know, if you think about the average price of a home anywhere in Sioux Falls, there are options that fit that in downtown as well.
I think most people would assume there's only higher end stuff downtown if
Yeah.
you want to buy, correct?
Correct. Yep, and there are some of those, and those take a little longer to sell and to get off the market. But boy, just the supply that hit the market from Sharapa and the Steel District this past couple of years has been incredible. They're close to 100% occupied now.
Yep.
But there are some options in there that are a couple bedrooms, and you know, it might be $300,000.
Yep. And on the new stuff, it's kind of unique where you're buying the shell. So
Yeah.
it's just completely unbuilt. You get to do whatever you want, but it's not inexpensive to live downtown in those areas
Yep.
specifically.
Yeah, you pick the finishes, and you can go as wild as you want.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen that price point go much higher, or what do you think that there is for a reasonably priced place downtown? Probably not in the condo scene, less.
No, yeah. On the rental side, we actually historically have trended lower than the rest of Sioux Falls
Okay.
as the average rent price. Not much. You know, those are probably 2024 numbers. So we probably surpass it now. And they're growing. I would say you could find something down here to own for $400,000.
Okay. One on the rental side, we've just, the Christensen development will be coming in 8th and Railroad,
Yep.
where that's a little bit more on the reasonable side from a rent standpoint.
Yep.
The city's doing a TIF to try and help that develop because it's been sitting vacant for 20 years
Yeah.
while we've been trying to get a project to go down there.
Yep. Our ambassadors know the area well.
Yes. Right.
Just lots of trash that gets piled up there. But yep, rent in the 900s.
Yeah.
Kind of capping at 1,200.
Yeah. I think it's going
So,
to be a great project
it's great.
down there. So, okay, number 4, a little sweeter, is Mango Habanero.
Oh man.
Yep, very easy.
I
Again,
gotta go to number 2 here.
okay, so while you're getting into that, you're going to love this question, but can't talk real estate downtown without talking about parking. First of all, why can't I park my extended cab long box truck on Phillips anymore? And is there really that much parking available downtown?
Yeah. Well, I know what you want me to say for the first question. It is because of Jennifer Sickety.
What? I'm so mad at her.
Yeah.
And whoever seconded that was probably a pretty good person, but
Yeah, absolutely.
the first part was rough.
No, actually, we love it. I actually had a recent meeting with Jennifer or Counselor Sickety. I think I should be formal with that.
Okay. Yeah.
I actually suggested that we should do that everywhere. More so for the consistency of it and the messaging of, you know, this is just the standard wherever you park, but your extended cab vehicle can fit in those spaces. You just got to pull all the way up.
Yeah.
So we were just there last Friday, like you said. So big old truck there, made it in the line. It was just fine.
Just barely.
Just barely. It's not legal to park your truck or car or anything in the middle of the street anywhere.
I think that's the point. Is just there's like 100 spots on Phillips that are shorter than normal because of the bump outs, and because of that, if you have a long box truck in there, you'd just be out into traffic and people couldn't go. They'd have to stop and wait for traffic to stop on the other side. It was a nightmare for downtown. So,
Yeah.
But a lot of people got really mad about that, even though I think it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Nowhere else are you going to be able to park in the middle of the street.
I think the problem was the press conference.
I wasn't at that one.
Don't do press conferences
Oh,
about parking.
Counter sale.
Press conference?
No,
Lever?
He just was not
Yeah.
pro parking.
Oh, well then as far as like parking in downtown, it's really a psychological effect. There are 900 street spaces in downtown, but there's about 13,000 parking spaces when you include the ramps and the private structures, which, if there's a TIF involved, they've got to follow the city standards and they've got to be available for the public.
Yep.
And that's typically what the TIFs have been for in downtown, is to support parking infrastructure. And that's, again, this new development over on the rail yard flats area. Most of the TIF is for a parking structure.
Yep.
And so we add more capacity, a couple more 100 spots. So the number keeps going up, but the ramps are about 60% full each day.
Yeah. So plenty of room.
Plenty
That
of
was
room.
just a joke. I mean, you never go down on Phillips and expect there to be parking available. You're going to take a run at it, but you're never going down there thinking the only place I'm going to park is on Phillips.
Yeah.
Just not going to happen most
The
of the time.
visitors are coming on Thursday through Sunday. Come during the week.
Yeah.
I get a spot every day,
Well, there you go.
and I pay for it.
You heard it first. Okay,
Yeah.
how's that one? See,
This one's delicious.
Nice and easy.
I think it's in the wrong order.
order. No, I know. That's the order we're in. So
Atomic Wings, the experts.
they are great.
Yep.
Next one gets a little bit warmer.
Oh man, this one's so good.
That one is Atomic that you're going to have next. So you can get after that one.
Maybe I need to open this milk first.
I thought you were good with heat.
I'm good.
Okay, got it. I just want to make sure.
I like it. Doesn't mean it doesn't hurt every part of my body.
This is true. I thought you were going to go off on parking a little bit longer.
You want me to? I
No,
would love to.
No, I just
Park in a ramp. They're clean. They're covered. They're safe. The city pays for security 362 days a year.
Okay. So rampant crime the other 3 days.
Yeah, it's kind of like The Purge.
Yeah.
Yep. If you've ever watched those. And then if you've ever, let's say you've been to Walmart, if you've parked even in the front row spot and you went back to the electronics section, you've already walked longer than you ever would in downtown. We have ramps across from ramps across from ramps. The longest walk you'd take is 2 blocks. And it's beautiful.
Yeah, I get it.
Come on.
No complaints here.
We'll give you a prize if you start parking the ramps.
Sounds good. You heard it first. All right, you ready for the next one?
I was avoiding.
Okay, got it. Again, Atomic
painful.
is the next one. So as you had started talking about, let's talk about the ambassador program, because I think a lot of people don't fully understand what it is.
Yep.
How it's changed the feel of downtown from the day-to-day experience, but also the people that are living down there in condos and apartments. Like, how has that changed downtown?
That's a good question. It's so it's a 5-year-old program, going on 6 now. When it first started, it was sort of an idea that was stolen from other communities. There's ambassador programs elsewhere. We actually worked with a national company to manage it. And so they're just international, really, if you want to include Canada.
Okay.
But it was really a clean and green program. And that's what we even called it. And then we had one guy in the middle of the night who would take care of the trash, and then nobody knew who did all this work. They thought it was these magical fairies, and they assumed it was volunteers, and they assumed, or it was the city employees. And so made a pretty strong shift under our last leader to put them in bright red, to start expanding the resources through the business improvement district tax that's collected on someone who owns a property in downtown. And it's really a shared service investment model where if you're a property owner down here, you don't need to pay for your own graffiti removal. You don't necessarily need to pay for Christmas lights or leaf removal or trash removal on the sidewalks. We take care of all of it. The ambassadors specifically last year in 2025 took away 240,000 pounds of trash out of this district.
How many pieces of gum? This is a crazy stat.
It's like 18,000 pieces of gum. And they count,
off the sidewalks.
Yep, and that's power washing, that's scraping. We do all of that. There's like 600 graffiti removals. Really horrifying. 18,000 pounds of pet and human waste removed from downtown. So we take care of the worst of the worst.
So we've got some big eaters around here. Got it. Okay.
We take care of the worst of the worst, and our guys are so happy to do it. They're just smiling. They love the job. They love just the interaction with the public. There's a big hospitality element too. So we're not hiring janitors. We are hiring people who like to be around humans, and who are people forward.
Wow.
So that's with homeless. That's with visitors.
Yeah. And if you see those people on the street, thank them for what they're doing. The job isn't. I mean, as you said, they enjoy what they're doing, but still, they deserve a thank you when you see them out there.
It's more from a deep sense of pride.
Yeah.
For this district and what it's doing for the community, because the ROI of downtown is unbelievable for the whole community.
I think you've given your sales tax numbers. Why don't you? I'll set you up for it. Why don't you tell us the sales tax revenue as compared to the city and even on the state level?
I'm just starting to get a little afraid about this last one.
Oh, it's fine.
So
it's totally fine.
it's good.
Yep.
We're running low here.
If you're doing okay at this point, you'll be fine at the next one.
Great. Yeah. So one of the things that Downtown Sioux Falls is measuring and keeping an eye on is the sales tax and property tax, and that's because we are often referred to as the heart of Sioux Falls, but we're also referred to as the economic engine. Those are not fluffy statements; those are real. So when you're thinking about an engine, the ambassador program, I would consider them like the oil change, but ultimately, in either analogy, we are pumping resources and life into the rest of the community. Property tax per acre, because of the density, we have taller buildings in downtown. You need it's getting me less city services per acre.
Mm-hmm.
You get one road, one plow,
Infrastructure's in there.
for
Yep.
15 businesses at once. It's about 100 times the property tax of a neighborhood that's generated, which produces our schools, police, fire. Sales tax, it's a different kind of number, but we're pulling in about 14% of the city's sales tax and 2% of the state's, just in downtown. And most of that is paid for by visitors. There's 7.5 million visitors coming downtown.
Yep.
So we are really funding those parks and those potholes everywhere in the community. If we can make national average is like 30%, we got more room to grow. That's why we measure it, to see where we can put our effort and our investment next.
Yeah, it's fun to see what we're doing downtown. Again, it's just, and everybody wonders why we put so much money into there, because your rate of return is so much higher downtown.
Yeah.
From a tax revenue standpoint. Again, with future development as well, it's just gonna be awesome. How's that one?
You know, it actually tastes pretty good, even though it's really painful.
Good. Well, we'll get after the last one. This is atomic, and the rule is you have to eat the entire last wing.
Yeah.
My
I'm going to
producer.
finish all of them.
Okay, good. We'll come back
We're not
to
going
it.
to be wasting.
Good. Okay.
I'm going to just open this in advance.
Okay. So, so we recently did a firefighter's fitness test together, which you dominated, clearly. Do you think Mayor Tenhaken's blatant cheating during the contest is going to haunt him when he goes out into the private sector?
I don't think he cares one bit.
Oh,
I think he would do it again.
I think this is going to be something that will haunt him until the day he dies.
You do?
Oh, yeah. We had him
I
on
think
here.
people know about it.
He knew he was cheating. Yeah.
It's going to affect him getting consulting gigs, right?
I don't know how. It's probably not going to pass a background check after that.
That shows up.
Well, clearly. Cheating on something like that.
Fitness test is no joke.
It was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
I showed up in jeans. It was like the first time I think I actually met you.
Yes.
One of the first times that it was, boy, I definitely felt like I was dying.
Yeah, you were very
This is a
competitive.
much more pleasant experience.
Yes, much better. And I think what everybody wants to know from a real estate standpoint is what's going to happen in the Sanford district when that becomes available.
Goodness.
I mean, that's
I hope
that's the
half of
question.
it's built by the time I'm still alive.
Yeah, but people think it's just going to be like done in 5 years. This is going to be up to a 50-year development plan. It's going to be massive.
It's that property alone is about 120 acres. There's some city land over there too that I would assume be part of the conversation. It's another 70 acres. Then you talk about there's some city land by the bus barn, all the way down the river line. I mean, we're talking like 500 acres here. It's not just the Sanford district. It's a bigger conversation. I don't know what's going to be there. I know that Smithfield will be there and for probably 3 years. Then once they put the keys on the counter, got to tear down the building, got to clean
Another
the
year for
soil.
that. Yep.
And probably 18 months at the least. And you may get one building. But it's going to be right next to the namesake park, Falls Park. Gives opportunity to make the Falls Park master plan even bigger. I've heard some people talk about it as if it were our own little central park. But I think really our community is ready, and our city it needs an identity building anchoring point beyond a small waterfall. I love it, but you know, why do you go to Boston? Why do you go to Seattle? Why do you go to
the fish market in Seattle?
Yeah, the public market.
You want to do that?
Throw fish around? We can. I mean, someone already did that. We could.
Give it a run.
They allow scooters there, lime scooters. We don't have that here. It's not allowed.
I don't know if we love that idea, but so if you had it your way, what would you want to see there?
Boy. For sure, just it has to be dense. It has to be mixed use. We want to protect some green space. You know, don't want to go so far down the line of New York where it's the concrete jungle. I think that trees and shade and foliage all makes people a little calmer. It slows traffic. You get into kind of the homeless population. It also can help mental health in that respect. I really like the Power and Light District.
Yeah, that's great.
In Kansas. They're light rail as well. We're going to need some way to transport people back and forth between historic downtown and that. It's going to be a little bit longer of a Walmart walk.
It is. Yep.
So if we can figure out a way to creatively get people around, and people always ask about the trolleys. They're gone. Salvaged. Oh my God. I just changed my voice.
If it hits the back of your throat, you're in trouble. It gets aggressive.
Yeah.
I feel
like the last one was hotter than this, but
really? Okay. Well,
or maybe it just doesn't matter anymore.
Up and down.
Pour some gasoline on it.
Yeah. Well, we are excited to see what happens down there. I think it's going to be exciting. But if you think it's going to happen overnight, it's not. It's going to be a long-term development. We're going to need a lot of public input from what people want to see down there, because it's not just developers shoving things down people's throat. So, show up to the meetings, voice your opinion, have that conversation of what you want to see down there as well.
Absolutely.
So, Brandon, again, thanks for coming. How do people learn more about DTSF? How do they contact you if they want to get involved?
Yeah, DTSF.com. We're sort of the event hub for downtown. So all the event listings, restaurant listings there. You can call our office 338-4009 if you want to talk. We'll take public input every day, all day. We see 7.5 million people, like I said, every year in downtown. So we love people. We love community. Show up. Be part of it.
Also, First Friday is going on right now. Talk about that really quick, maybe.
Yeah, shameless plug. Open streets on First Fridays throughout the summer months, so May through August. This next one's going to be really cool. Right in front of the pavilion. They also do free First Friday there, and so if you want to go check out the museums, you can do that. But right in front of the pavilion, we're blocking off the streets. And all the architects and engineers down here are building an 18-hole mini golf course that you can play on.
That's going to be awesome.
Right on the street. So we're kind of taking back the public infrastructure and giving it back to the people. And kind of informing back to the city that we need to design for people first, not cars first.
Yeah, when we got after that originally, I mean, it was a lot of anxiety about closing down those streets.
Fear.
Yes. Change is hard, but I think it's proven to be a fantastic little deal. So get down there.
Thousands of people, food trucks, drinks.
Yeah.
Yep, it's just a new way to experience it all.
Got it. Well, thanks for coming. Thanks for celebrating our 50th.
Milk.
Cheers, buddy. Yeah.
Cheers.
Hey. Wait. Oh, God. Happy 50th.
Happy 50th.
Wow.